Hi everyone, welcome to the FF Salon at Money 2020. My name is Emily Redding and I am here with...
Mark Slade.
Hi Mark.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. How have you found Money 2020?
I found it enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's nice to see things coming to life because I work on the show for Money 2020, so it's like cool to see
You've got
things.
you repping here today.
Yeah. We had a bit of a challenge and a bet on to
yeah?
come and have an M put in the back of our head. So
This leads me nicely on. You've obviously met Jose, our fabulous wizard with the scissors. And what's he do? He's actually putting an M in the back of your head.
I'm going to have an M dyed into the back of my head. Spotted the
it.
challenge on LinkedIn and challenged our VP of Marketing and our content director to do the same. So
that is awesome. Well, we will do the big chair swivel and the big reveal, but I think we're going to have to somehow get a way for you to be able to look at it and give us your approval as well. But I'm very glad you're here getting an M. I was about to say tattooed into the back of your head, but I think that's probably a bit more of an extreme
maybe a step
day.
too far for this year.
Too far. I mean, we know you love your job, but I don't think we need you going that far.
Next year.
Next year, exactly. Mark, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So I'm VP of Creative. So I work globally across the strategy and show design and experience design for all of our shows.
Nice.
We're in the progress of building our creative team, and it's an area that we sort of invest a lot of time and a lot of thought in. Trying to make the show a genuinely memorable experience as well as a fantastic place to obviously do business as well.
Absolutely. Well, this is my first time at
Welcome.
Money 2020.
How are you finding it?
I have loved it.
Good.
I mean, I feel like I have a really great job. I get to sit here and chat to people about their careers, about what they love, why they do what they do, all whilst watching Jose, our fabulous hairstylist, do what he loves as well. So I feel like I'm quite lucky and I've got to meet some really interesting people, but I have to say this show has been incredible. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like to put together and what your team has to undertake? Because I can imagine pulling off something like this is a bit of an ordeal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, and there's so many people behind the scenes working on it, which is incredible. My background actually came from a sort of B2C world, agency, experience, PR, sort of brand background. So I've been in the job about 18 months, and part of my brief was to bring some of that kind of other industry experience into this sort of trade show format and change things up a bit. So I guess one of the things we've introduced in the last sort of 6 months or so is a global show proposition, Now and Next. You might see Now and Next words and branding. That is essentially our kind of rollout, our campaign that will go right across the creative for the whole year, and then we'll change that up next year. Nice. So once we've established that as a sort of strategy piece, we're then into sort of writing the experiences, whether that's the actual working with the content team and the marketing team, working on the actual designs for the stages, the content stages, how we bring the floor to life, what are those kind of really cool experiential moments that we can drop into the show. So we've got our merch machine this year, we have our chat booth and our chat host, we've got resident DJs this year, cool little experiences that really kind of create the kind of experience fabric of the show. And anything else is dropped around those.
Really, really nice. What I love about here is all the stands are beautiful, the atmosphere is great, but there's some really gorgeous little details as well. Can you tell me what was the inspiration for Money 2020? What was the theme? What were you guys trying to, when you sat down and you were planning this, what did you really want to get out of it? And do you think that you've achieved that?
I think we're on a bit of a journey with it. So I was really lucky to inherit a event brand that was absolutely on the ascendancy, which was really cool. And I think the crux of it is creating something that's genuinely memorable, somewhere where you can make really meaningful business connections and have really memorable experiences. So in terms of setting the theme, as I was saying earlier, that sort of global show proposition of Now and Next for this year is really our creative canvas on which we then build the content and build the show, which really gives us, I guess, kind of a launch pad for doing really cool creative things, and that will change and be refreshed each year. So we keep the core brand and we're ever growing and evolving that, but that show proposition enables us to have that canvas to paint on and make new and exciting things each year.
Kind of stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice. We've talked a little bit about your background and how you came to be in this role. You say you were B2C before. Can you tell me a bit more about your story and how you came to pull off something like this?
Cool, yeah. So I got into events by mistake. I actually weirdly have an event management degree, which I managed to scrape through a long time ago. I had no plans to get into a sort of creative career at the time. My background was always very sort of influenced by music, and I sort of fell into creative roles quite early on. They're loving it.
They are loving it. They're loving
clearly
it.
Found a gold coin.
Also, Jordan, our wonderful cameraman, is that the bike that we can hear? He was actually first. He was top of the leaderboard.
Oh, brilliant.
So, has someone just... We're going to have to get him back on. We're going to have to get back on. Yeah,
Love it.
Highly competitive, and that does. You can hear that kind of in the background, but it's great. It adds to the fun of it.
It does. Sorry, of course it does. That's what it's all about. Yeah. So I guess career-wise, I didn't really have a career path. I kind of got into working in the creative world by chance, really, just being interested in telling stories, and then from there went on to work for several agencies, working on some fantastic brands, right across sort of entertainment, fashion to music festivals, tech, retail. And was really enjoying my career in that world. The pandemic hit, I was furloughed for a while. I launched a little boutique music and camping festival for fun.
Amazing.
A couple of years ago, and off the back of furlough was approached by Money 2020 quite unexpectedly. I told them about my experience, and I said, I don't think I'm a good fit for you. I've never been to a trade show. I've never really worked in B2B, and I don't know what fintech is. And 18 months later, having been told, actually, we want you to bring some of your world into ours.
That's exactly why they wanted you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been able to do that, and I've learned a hell of a lot, and now can almost hold a very basic conversation around fintech in the industry I work in.
Joe, I'm not going to quiz you on any of that.
And here I am today, surrounded by great people, real innovators in the space, and really enjoying it.
Can you tell us anything about next year?
Oh, love to, but Tracy, our president, would kill me.
I can imagine. Yeah, I thought I'd give it a go.
We have a global show proposition for next year.
Okay.
No one knows about it yet.
Okay.
And we will be talking about it internally, literally following Europe, and that will be rolled out publicly following our Vegas show in October.
Fantastic. Okay, so everyone needs to stay tuned for that. No giving away secrets.
Oh no.
Very good. No. Very good. Okay, I can see it's closely guarded. Anything that's been a bit of a challenge or a bit of a hurdle? Or I was going to say, what's been the hardest bit? I feel like you've done a blinder of a job. So, I mean...
the hardest bit, I suppose, is like trying to create something that has cross appeal for everyone. There's always that thing where you want to appeal to as many people as possible, but also sometimes that's not a good thing always. So having experiences and moments that can hit a lot of people, but also will strike a chord with the individual is quite a challenge, and I think that's where the magic moments come from. So the tailoring, how do you tailor really special one-off moments in a show this big?
En masse.
It's a big challenge, but one that's really fun.
Really, really fun. Okay, do you mind if I ask you for a little bit of your kind of pearls of wisdom or advice for if someone was, I don't know, looking to get into this industry or kind of early on in their career, they hear this, they think you're a pretty cool guy, and they go, well, how would I be able to get into this? How would I do what he's doing?
Yeah, I think the main thing is just actually doing the work. So like, I remember years ago now, putting on nights, putting on gigs, doing stuff, making things, and not necessarily getting paid for it at the time. And that sort of approach I've really held quite dear to all the way through to now. So like, come up with ideas and try and make them happen regardless of getting the permission for them. Sounds a bit mad, but sort of try and sort of be the maverick, put stuff out there, don't wait for the opportunity, stick it out, don't worry if you fail, iterate on things, get it out into the world and learn and be creative, and that's it. Like, there's so many blockers that you could put in front of yourself, whether it's budget or sign-offs or all of those things. Like, really, it's just actually doing the work.
Just give it a go.
Just do it. Just do the work. Yeah.
That's a great bit of advice. How are we getting on, Jose?
Good. Yeah, I think that's cool.
First thing you're going to do when Money 2020 is finished and done.
I wish I could say a week off.
A holiday.
I have got a holiday, but not for a little while.
Not for a little while.
So
where are you going?
We're going to France, Ile de Ré.
Lovely.
In France.
Very,
it's going to be great.
nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But first thing I'm actually going to do is smash into the US show planning and our Asia show planning, because our sort of show cycles cross over.
Yeah.
So we'll be, literally cracking on with the next one.
No rest for the wicked from this one onto the next.
Yeah, literally. But then, looking forward to a holiday in a few weeks.
And I think very well deserved.
Yeah.
One final closing question for me, because I can see the styling pomades come out, which is always an indication to me that we're nearly done.
Good sign.
Can you sum up Money 2020 for me in 3 words? Your experience.
Bold.
Yeah.
Exciting, human.
Gorgeous. I love that. I agree. I actually think it's very human until I went to pick up a croissant this morning and I realised it was a robot and it moved, and that was absolutely epic. I thought it was a little stand and it did move, and that just nearly jumped out of my skin, but I'm absolutely here for it. The hands are on the back of the chair. I think we're ready for the swivel, aren't we? Go and have a look.
There you go.
Oh, the M looks great.
Nice.
Oh, the M looks so cool.
I need to see this M.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for having us at Money 2020. It's been a real pleasure to chat to you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure. Thanks for Haircut Chaps.